What's up guys, it's Nick Macri again, back today with another kvCORE training video. This is a good one. We're talking about market reports, listing alerts, and search alerts today. And this is a great video for those of you who want to have kvCORE do some of the follow-up for you. Now kvCORE is not going to go on the listing appointment, kvCORE is not going to go to closing for you, but it will help you effectively follow up and convert your leads into closings. So if you have any questions, drop them in the comments below and make sure to pay attention because this is a good one. So let's get started. Okay, so we are going to talk about how to create effective follow-up using the tools in kvCORE. We are here in the Smart CRM. I'm going to click on myself as an example, and it's going to open up my client portal. All right. So when this opens up, you're going to see here on the left-hand side, there are search alerts, campaigns, market reports, listing traffic reports. So we're going to talk about those. We're going to start off with search alerts. Guys, this is basically how you set someone up on an MLS portal. So many of you might be in an MLS that has a portal section where you can set up clients and they can receive new listings as they hit the market that match their criteria. Well, kvCORE gives you the same capability. The only difference being the clients are not coming to your website and you can see every home that they viewed, okay? So if I go here to search alerts, so again, I was in the timeline tab. This is the default where you land. You land in this timeline section. Right next to it is alerts, okay? So you can set up each client on 2 different alerts. This looks very similar to the MLS because it's an IDX feed from the MLS. So I'm going to go here to listing type, and your state or county or MLS might have different labels in here, but that's because it's going to match what your MLS has. So I'm going to have here single family. You can use these keywords if you want to match something from the MLS. I normally don't. I normally like to stay with the options tab. Okay. So anything you label here, and it's important to notice here that it says and. So if you have multiple options, it's basically like you're selecting both of them in the MLS. So, the more you have in this options tab, the less homes are going to match that criteria. So I typically like to talk to my buyers and sellers and say, what's the one thing you can't live without? If it's new construction, or if they really want waterfront property, or if they want, a ranch home, or maybe master on Main, right? Something like that. That's generally what you're going to want to do. Or you can just go with just listed in the past week. We'll go with new construction. So we're going to type in new construction, single family, and you can just type in the areas. What's interesting to notice here is that you can also type in you can type in by school zone. That's because, again, in the MLS has the school zones, so it's just going to match. So if I was to type in, let's say, Myers Park School Zone, it's going to type in single family, newly built, Myers Park. So those are the criteria, and if there's something that matches it, it will show up. I'm just going to go back and put in the city, Charlotte, because I want to have a lot of homes listed. So we're going to have single family, new construction in Charlotte. But it's interesting to know that you can do that by county, zip code, school zone, city, things of that nature. You can also draw on the map. My suggestion, my recommendation is to click, don't drag. So again, you click draw area, and then you click the different points that you want. You close it up, just like on your MLS, and it'll search the homes in that area. Okay? Hit apply section. That's how you're going to apply that. I'm not going to do that because I already put in Charlotte, so that's fine. But you can also add these areas, and you can add multiple and just type them in here or delete them as you like. Okay? So that's how you search for the area. Obviously, you want to put the different bedrooms, say like 4+. I normally do not put bathrooms because sometimes the listing agents can put in different things with half baths and stuff like that, and they don't have half bath features for kvCORE. So unless it's 1.5 or 2.5, so I usually just leave this blank. And then you're going to see here, obviously, price range. Let's just put in a price range, for example. Just type that in, acreage, square footage, year built. Down here is the important features. You have frequency, okay? I like how you can send these in multiple different frequencies. There's a lot of CRMs out there. Some of them don't have this many options. Some of them it's either once a week or once a day, or maybe once a month and once a day. And so I like that it gives you a couple different options. So depending on how warm the lead is, you can set them up on these different options. So if someone says, I need to move in the next 60 days, I'm probably going to set them up here on ASAP. If somebody says, I'm looking for something very specific, I'm looking for master on Main, new construction in this price range, in this city, with over an acre. Something that just that'll come up on the MLS once every blue moon. Set them up as soon as possible. And as soon as the listing agent puts it into the MLS, within 15 minutes, it will populate onto kvCORE and it will send them an email. So it's just as fast as the MLS. It's more accurate than Zillow. And what this does is it allows your clients to be on your website. Okay, so I'll show you what that means practically. Okay, so again, we go to frequency, and I can set about ASAP. You can do once a week, twice a week, monthly. If they're pretty serious and they're active lead, I like twice weekly. I think that's a good ratio. Because normally what I do is I set my clients up if they're just decently browsing or if they're pretty active. Twice a week I'll send them new listings that they might like, and then once a week I'll send them a market report. So now 3 times a week, 156 times a year, they're getting a touch, which I like. And if I have them on a campaign, maybe they're getting some follow-up. They might get some holiday follow-up. So I think that's pretty good if someone's just browsing. If someone is really active and they need to move, again, set them up on daily or ASAP could be good. I think even for Sphere, that means if you have friends or family, just to kind of, pique their interest and keep you in their inbox, it's worth having them up on monthly or twice a month to just, again, your name in their inbox. Who knows? You got friends and family that could eventually buy homes and Sphere and stuff like that. The worst feeling in the world, we all know it, the worst feeling in the world is when you have a friend that doesn't use you as a realtor. So maybe set them up, put them into kvCORE as Sphere, put them on twice a month. Just send them homes that they might be interested in. Now they know where to look. Now it's your name that they're going to think of when they need to move, okay? So I highly recommend doing that, even for Sphere. So I say like twice a week. You can CC the spouse, I think is a good idea. And they even have this option here to send open houses. I probably wouldn't do that unless I have buyer agency signed, because, your leads could get poached at that open house by another realtor at another company. But the idea is you want to hit save and send, okay? Save and send will turn on this alert. It's going to be active now, and now it's going to start sending twice a week this criteria. And what's really cool is that this will just, again, every 15 minutes or so, it'll refresh. It'll basically, all this is doing is, if I was to do this manually, I'm going into the MLS, I'm clicking on single family, Charlotte, newly built, I'm seeing what's there, and I'm going to manually send these listings out. All this is doing is it's doing it for me automatically every 15 to 20 minutes. So it's just going to do it automatically and send them out every 3 days, and it's just going to keep refreshing. So as you can see, there are 19 results here, and if I click on this, it will actually pull up. Here it is. It's going to go to the website, and now I can view, as a client, I can view the homes, and here you go. It's got all the information, schools, price history, all the same information, everything from the MLS. It looks a lot easier to use. It's more user-friendly. Has these amenities kind of listed Zillow style, property averages. It's got it on the map where it is. I like as well, it's got a Google Street View. As you can see, it was new construction, so it looks like they might have built, or I don't even know if that might be a different house here. Maybe it's around the corner that they just built. Sometimes with the new construction, the Google Street View, as you guys might know, it'll be like a blank field because Google hasn't gone back and updated the images. But it's nice that you see, I like that I have Google Street View on these from your website, because people sometimes want to see how close are the neighbors. Is it a corner lot? How big is the yard? Stuff of that nature. So it's really nice that that's there. I like that it also has similar properties nearby, right? different homes also in the same neighborhood. And then obviously still has your testimonials and service areas. So the website is very well put together. And the idea is that I'd much rather have them here than an outdated, old-looking portal. Because now, hey, I have a really nice-looking website. Now, if they're coming back, they're looking only in here. They can do all the same thing. They can save properties. They can set up, alerts on their own. Everything that they can do in the MLS, they can do here in kvCORE and better. They can do more as well, okay? So that's why you want to set up these alerts, and I'll show you in a minute kind of how you even get more details, how you get more tracking using kvCORE rather than a portal, okay? So I'm going to go back to timeline, and let's talk about market reports and listing traffic reports. Campaign will be a separate video because that's a video on its own. But let's talk about the market reports. I think everybody should be sending these. If you have not signed up through Zillow, I think it is a very good idea. I think every agent out there, Zillow really is a lot of our competition. I think everybody should go to Zillow, sign up as a prospective quote-unquote buyer, and see what Zillow sends you in your email. Because I signed up, and I was getting basically, hey, Nick, here are homes that you might like. And I was getting that every other day. That is called a search alert. So Zillow was sending me search alerts, right? Here's some homes you might like. And then I was getting some drip campaign messages, just stuff about Zillow and why I should use Zillow. And then I was getting once a week, I was getting a market report. Hey, Nick, here's a market report for Charlotte. Here's what's going on in the market. And now, because I have an iBuyer program, I was starting to get about once a week, maybe twice a month. Hey, Nick, did you know that Zillow will buy your home? Right? So Zillow constantly is pounding our clients with their marketing and their drip, their search alerts, their market reports. kvCORE gives us the power to do everything that they do and better. Okay? Because remember, our information is from the MLS. It's a direct feed. It's more accurate. There's not any outdated listings on kvCORE like there are in Zillow. Once something comes off the market, it's off the website. It's off the MLS, okay? So this is just going to be more accurate and better, and I tell that to every client that I have, and that's why they use my website. Now, I also will get to see more information. So we'll come back to these reports in a second, but if I go over here and I go back to dashboard, I can see some homes that have been recently viewed on the website by leads, and I'll show you. You get a little bit more information than you might get from your MLS. So as you can see here, I just clicked on here to this Fairway Ridge Road home in Charlotte, and it automatically came right here 4 minutes ago that I searched that, okay? And what you can see is that it says I viewed it on the desktop, right? But you can see other leads, like so Kevin looked at some stuff earlier on mobile. So you can see exactly which homes he looked at. Now here's the difference. Most MLSs, including ours here in Charlotte, they only show you a property that someone saved. So that's a very big difference. Viewed and saved is a very big difference. So as you notice, when I was on the website, I did not hit save. I just simply viewed it. But if I was to come back and view something many, many times, right, so like for example, if I was to look at a home, so again, I had set up another test email and had 47, right, 47 views on a property. Or if I was to go in here and I was to view a bunch of different properties, right, so I'm going to view this one. Let's see if I viewed this one. Oh, let me actually save this one, and we'll see how it shows up on kvCORE. So when I hit refresh, right, and I'm going to refresh the page, and it'll pop up here. So now it will say, there you go, a few seconds ago. So viewed all these properties, saved this one. So if this was on the MLS, it would only have shown that I saved this home and that I logged in a few seconds ago. It wouldn't have shown that I viewed these other two. And I think that's a big difference because, again, if somebody is viewing something multiple times, so let's say this one on Academy Street, I go back and I view it again, right? And maybe I view it a couple times, right? And I update this. It should show that I viewed it twice. Normally it'll do that too, especially if you do it on the phone. It might take a couple minutes, but the idea is that you can see someone. So I personally think that it shows more that somebody's viewed something multiple times. So I've had leads that'll come back and they'll look at a house 10, 11 times, but never hit the little save button. Some people just don't ever think to. Some people just don't hit save for whatever reason. They just come back and they know which house they liked, right? So I think it's important that we understand the difference between, viewing and saving and through the MLS and what's not through the MLS. You get more information here through kvCORE than you're going to get in there, okay? So again, I'm going to go back into CRM. I'm going to go back to the test lead that I have, which is myself. And we're going to talk about the market reports and the listing reports, which are the second forms of follow-up. So we talked about search alerts here, okay? And again, we're here in this alerts tab, setting it up here, and why you should do this. And as you can see here, it actually just sent a text message. These are some of the automated responses that go out. Hey, Nick, it looks like you favorited 5214 Kelly Street. I'm just going to contact the listing agent, see if there's any offers, and research a couple of other properties you might like. Would you like me to send that to you by the end of the week? Nick. Again, so these are some of those messages that kvCORE sends out automatically as follow-up. You can see I hit save, did it on desktop, 347 is logged in, and it's going to send some other homes too. Just send me an email based on what I was looking at. Sees every single home that you look. So anytime your leads are on your website looking at properties, it's going to be tracking it. You don't get that through the portal. This is very specific to kvCORE. This is very powerful, as you can see, and this is why you should send all your leads through your website, not through Zillow, not through the portal, but through kvCORE. Okay, so again, that's how you set up search alerts. We're going to go over to market reports, and we're just going to add a market report. It's literally as easy as set it and forget it. Just type in the area. So I'm just going to put in Charlotte, and actually I can even do it by zip code. So we'll put in a zip code here. I can just hit add, and that's going once every 28 days. I'm actually going to change this to 7 days and hit update. And I can set people up on multiple reports. 28212, right? I can set up another report here. It actually is just going to have like every single zip code here. So you just, I can set up these zip codes. I can set this up, send report every 7 days, and I just hit add. And so you can set people up on multiple reports. And basically the way that they look is if I go over here to the search side, you probably might not have noticed that there's a free market report button here under the search tool. And again, this is just showing you what the consumer will see. Okay, so if there's a market report for Charlotte, it's going to show what percentage is off market, price reductions, list prices, recent listings here, hot listings. They can subscribe, need help selling your home. It's just a little bit of information, just showing you what's going on in the market. Okay, and sometimes they'll have other statistics as well. Sometimes it's just either refreshing, or basically what's happening is there might not be a ton of activity in an area. kvCORE pulls everything from the MLS, from tax records and stuff like that. That's what the website will pull from, so that kind of helps build those. But I like sending specific ones like zip codes. I like doing neighborhoods as well. Cities can be good at time to time, depending if it's a sphere or something like that. But the idea is you want to set people up on these reports because it's that you set them up, and it will send every week if you want to for the next however long you want them to be set on that. So once a month, you're providing a soft touch. Hey guys, it's Nick. I'm just trying to provide some value to you. Here's a market report of what's going on in your area that you might like. You're providing value now, not just trying to solicit them. And that's why I think the market reports can be very good. And then finally, we're going to go down to listing traffic reports. All you have to do is put in the MLS ID right in here and hit save. And what this will do is it will now send, as you can see here, a listing traffic report will be sent on the first day of each month. So that means on the first day of every single month, kvCORE will send a report to the seller that basically says, here's how many people viewed this home online in the past month. And what's really cool is that because at EXP, we are all on, basically a sub account of a master EXP domain. If a home was viewed on multiple different pages, it will all count towards the same ticker. So there's a listings tab here in kvCORE. This third option here, this is listings tab. And if you basically search a home in there, it will show you how many views on the websites that home has gotten. And that, again, can be from any of the EXP websites that you have in there. So what's really cool about that, again, is that you can kind of set your sellers up, and if you have other people, let's say on your team, promoting your listings, or other EXP agents that asked your permission and said, hey, can I share your listing on Facebook, through my kvCORE link? All of that, all of those, views and all of those statistics will be compiled and sent out on the first of every month to your seller in that listing market report. So I really like those. So again, that's search alerts, the market reports, and the listing traffic reports. And I think, a lot of this is really just practice. If you follow the same steps, like all of us have learned to put clients into the portal, if you start putting them into search alerts, you're going to have people on your website. You're going to be seeing more details about what they're looking at. And they also are going to be getting a better user experience because this site is a lot easier to navigate and is a lot better looking. It has more information as well, than they might be getting on Zillow or even on the MLS portal, right? I like how it integrates a lot of these features in here. Similar properties in the neighborhood. Some of the Google images might not come up because I think this is probably one of those homes that they did not allow Google to get close enough to. It's probably a gated community here in Charlotte. But if I clicked on another home, it would show up. And again, the idea is that this is just nicer and easier to use. So set your clients up on the search alerts here in this alerts tab. Set your clients up on these market reports. And again, even set up your sphere perhaps. I even set market reports up for my past clients. When I close on a home, I say, if it's okay with you, I'd love to send you a market report once every couple weeks just so you know what's going on, so I can continue to provide value even after the sale. And every client that I've ever, said that to has loved it, never been turned down for, hey, once every 2 weeks, I'll send you a report. That's providing value, so that can be very good. And then finally, as well, your listing traffic reports can be very helpful to help, let your sellers know that you're doing a good job marketing their listings on social media. So it just kind of helps you in that way. So that's how you create effective follow-up using these methods. And we'll get into campaigns in the next video. Hey guys, thanks so much for checking out my channel. If you like this video, make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on your notifications. I put out so much content on social media marketing, CRM training like kvCORE, and how to dominate the competition digitally. So if you're a realtor, an entrepreneur, or a business owner, make sure you smash that subscribe button. You can find me anywhere on social media at Real Nick Macri. And if you have an idea for a video that you'd like me to do, drop it in the comments below. So now it's time for you guys to take what you saw in this video and put it into action to go out and crush your goals. I'll see you in the next video.